You're muted, Keith.
Oh boy.
And we're starting off well. I give up. There we go. That's it. That's it. It's my Monday. Let's
Hey, just blame
Hi,
AI.
everybody.
No,
Welcome.
it's okay. That's what I do. You know, it always unmutes you, but then the one time it doesn't, you forget to check.
Exactly right. I was trying to do a bunch of other things going on at one time here, and yep, I got caught. Got caught. That's all right. It's cool. How you guys doing?
I'm doing all right. It is definitely a Monday. I've had to fill out way more paperwork than I've ever thought I would have to with everything I got going on. And yeah, I'm sick of staring at a computer screen now.
Well, we're gonna hang you into the computer screen here a little bit longer.
Oh, I'm here for it, you know? At least this part's fun.
Okay, is that me or you?
Is what me or you?
I'm hearing the stream beside what we're talking about. I found it. It was me. I got a microphone running that shouldn't be running. Sorry about that, guys. Oh my God, I'm gonna leave now. BC, you got the show because you can run the controls. Obviously, I'm just messing it all up.
No, you're all good. That's why I was confused. I was like, what am I supposed to be doing or not doing?
Oh my God.
My hat finally came in.
Oh, there you go. Very nice.
I mean, it was supposed to be here at the latest. It was supposed to be here like maybe 3.5 months ago. But I was gonna email them, and yeah, it finally showed up today.
Very nice.
Yep. That's nice. Extra long to wait for a hat though.
Yeah,
but I'm sure they have tons of orders. So
well, I ordered it, I want to say the day or the day after he got shot. Even though I was looking at ordering it like the prior month before that, but then I was like, I'll just wait. Money's a little tight this week. Next week comes, oh shit, money's a little tight. And then I just finally pulled the trigger because, well, it happened, and yeah. 6 to 8 weeks, yeah, more like 6 to 8 months.
Well, and that's what I'm saying is like they probably had a plethora of orders that came in at that time. And right. If you don't have the back stock for something like that, then yeah, it's going to take a while.
Yep, absolutely.
Well, it kind of aggravated me because, like, okay, they weren't advertising the hat for like a few months. But then, like, a few months after that, they were advertising the hat again. Like, oh, any donation, you get this free hat. But I'm like, I'm still waiting like 3. It's all going on almost 4 months. Like, that's double the wait time of what you said. And it's like, went to go buy another one, donate, get another, hat. And it still said the same thing, 6 to 8 business weeks. And I'm like, well, I don't know. Well, I didn't email him and complain. I just patiently sat on the sidelines, and it finally showed up.
Well, seeing you got in something you were waiting for, let me ask now. AI.com. No?
I have not checked yet. I normally do like right at the beginning, but I will check right now.
Oh man. Well, while he's checking, we got a few things to go over tonight, folks. Appreciate everybody checking in. Say hey in the chat. We appreciate that. We're going to be taking a look at some information about Connecticut, basically saying no more crypto ATMs in here. And I wanted to definitely make sure that this one got into this week's conversation because last week when we were here, we were talking about AARP and all these other groups trying to stop crypto ATMs. So I thought this would be a good follow-up for that. And then we are going to be talking a little bit about the UK putting regulations on crypto donations. We're going to talk about some new banking rules, and I think we're going to get into a good conversation about that. Then we're going to talk about, of course, another stable coin that depegged, but let's not get me started about that. And last but not least, we can't have an episode without an AI piece to it. So we'll get into that. So Badel, did you get it? What's the verdict?
No, I put it in the private chat. It's the same. I think this is what going on week 7 or week 8.
I think it's
You know,
8.
success, your handles are reserved. Demand is extremely high right now. So generation is queued. Will notify you the moment your AI is ready to activate. And it's the same thing every Monday when I log in. I get the same crap. And here we are, beginning of week 7, beginning of week 8, somewhere in there.
Yep. Oh, all right. We tried. We should probably give a quick shout
apparently Super Bowl commercial was just that big of a hit that they had such an influx of customers that it takes 2 months to see
for some reason thing. I'm not feeling that at all. But yeah, I mean, it could be. It could be. And Shuby's in the house. We should shout out Shuby because he's the only one that's even talking in the chat here. Oh, and there we go. It's the same story that the hat company gave. And there you go.
Well, the hat company, it was, I donated, and my donation, I would receive this hat.
Mm-hmm. Well, like Shuby honestly,
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Oh, with the AI.com, I feel like part of it is just they didn't have everything built up to meet the demand that they didn't realize they were going to get.
Yep. I agree.
But yeah, they can spend millions on a Super Bowl commercial, right?
Yeah, you got to spend money to make money.
Yeah, I'm okay with it. Like it's actually turning into a joke, I feel now, about how long it takes, right? And if you're gonna spend millions on a commercial, and then you have people like me or us, that just kind of joke and laugh about how long this process takes. Think about these other people that wanted to use it, that were, say, invested. Like they were so happy that this project came along, blah, blah, blah. And they're sitting on the sidelines just as me. They're probably more pissed than me. To me, I just turned it into a freaking joke because I feel it's funny.
Well,
how long does it take?
Should have used Anthropic. Should have used GPT.
There you go.
Copilot. Like all of these things already exist and are easily and available to be used.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't. I don't want to help her. Yeah.
Who needs AGI? Oh man,
everyone.
Well, maybe eventually, yes, right. I don't know. We'll see. And you know what? The way the news cycles go, people have even forgotten about AI.com at this point. I mean, unless they're like you and waiting for it. That's it. Those are the only people who are probably sitting.
Like I said, at this point, I just turned it into a joke. I mean, by the time it creates my account, I'm gonna just be like, you know what? Delete my account because I don't want it no more.
I don't want no gaming.
It's been how many months, and AI is supposed to be so special and this, that, and the other, and so fast and never stops working and blah, 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 blah. But yet you guys took 3, 4, maybe 6 months to activate my account. Nope, I'm done. I'm gonna be like BC and use all these other AIs out there rather than you.
There you go.
Yeah. I mean, if you want a good free AI, just use Grok. Honestly. Like it's really good for a free AI. It's one of the better ones out there. And
I literally just signed up for it just to reserve my handle.
Yeah, reserve the name.
And that was it. But then it just turned into this joke of how long it actually takes to get up and running. And it's like, okay, I've done step 1, waiting on step 2 now for 2 months.
There you go. Well, folks, whenever he gets his handle, we'll let you know.
So it's going to be like 2027, and he's going to randomly get an email where it's like, your handle is available to use. He's going to be like, what is this?
Yeah.
Oh, right.
Yeah, what was it? What? Oh, man.
Well, that's kind of how it works. Like, as soon as you forget about it and everybody else forgets about it, oh, yeah, boom. Oh, now your account's activated. It's like, oh, what is this?
Yep. What do you say, BC? Shall we kick this thing off? Actually start talking about what we said we're going to talk about?
Sounds good to me. I'm sure the people want to know all about how they're removing Bitcoin ATMs from Connecticut. And this one was actually not surprising, but also surprising. Because, I kind of figured that this is where it was going to go with all the people stepping in to be like, look, we got to save the seniors. And once you put it like that, like grandma and grandpa are getting their money stolen, there's
Exactly.
not a single thing the government won't do to protect grandma and grandpa, the people that hold most of the wealth in the country. So, getting into it, Bitcoin Depot, the world's largest Bitcoin ATM operator, has had its money transmission license summarily suspended by Connecticut regulators over alleged violations tied to the kiosk fees, disclosure, and fraud related refunds. State regulators said Bitcoin Depot charged some kiosk users fees above this 15% cap, failed to give some fraud victims full refunds, and did not meet certain disclosure and compliance requirements. As such, the order requires the company to immediately cease operations in the state and disable its kiosks. In a separate SEC filing notice, Bitcoin Depot said that it expects to report unremediated material weakness in its internal controls when it files its annual report. The company said those issues did not lead to material errors or omissions in its earlier financial statements and are not expected to change the numbers. Founded in 2016, Bitcoin Depot grew into the largest Bitcoin ATM operator in North America and the first US Bitcoin ATM to go public in 2023. And its stock has taken an absolute massive hit after this news. It was already down 30%. It's now down almost 40%.
Ouch.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think, unfortunately, this is dovetailing to some degree to what we were talking about last week. Like you mentioned, grandma, grandpa, scams, this, that, and the other thing. But I almost feel like this is almost a little bit their fault. If because he kind of says, yeah, we messed up a little bit, even though it doesn't have anything to do with this. We kind of messed up, but we're going to fix that. So okay, come on, man. You're literally dealing with people's money or people's Bitcoin, whatever. Dude, get your crap together. You know what I'm saying? I mean, there's no room for errors when it comes to that. There just isn't, and rightly so, in my opinion. Rightly so.
It would be so much easier to just go to Coinbase and buy your Bitcoin anyway. As much as I dislike centralized exchanges, it'd be so much easier and cheaper for grandma or grandpa to just use Coinbase. But that's where some of the difficulty lies, is that there is that technological gap. So it's very easy for them to go to the Bitcoin ATM and be like, swipe my card, here's my money. As opposed to it's like, I got to download what app? What does it mean it wants me to put in a pass key? And then they're just like, well, screw this. So, but those are the safety measures that would prevent them from getting scammed.
No, I mean, if I remember right, those Bitcoin ATMs, I'm not going to call it like an exchange, but it's kind of like your own wallet, but with zero security. I don't think you can transfer the Bitcoin out of there, and I don't think you can transfer Bitcoin into there, via Coinbase or Crypto.com.
You can transfer it out, because that way you have full ownership of it. But a lot of the time, what's going on is these people are buying the Bitcoin at the ATM, and then they're transferring it directly to the scammer. They're never actually possessing their own Bitcoin.
Right.
But I mean, I'm just saying, if you didn't read the fine print and you're paying a 15% fee plus probably the leverage or the slippage of Bitcoin, so now you're probably paying 30% over the cost of Bitcoin. and you transfer it to your own wallet. It's like, why wouldn't you just buy it off of some other exchange that's cheaper?
Well, and that because of the technology. That's the whole reason. It's like
because
what I just said, where it's like if I have to open a Kraken account and I got to figure out how to use an authenticator app and all of that extra stuff now, grandma and grandpa aren't going to do that.
think about it. They're somewhat familiar. Us old people are somewhat familiar with how to use an ATM machine. I mean, that's 1980s technology, basically, right? So think about it. You know, you go ahead and you either put your money in, because I've watched some people use these machines locally just because I find it very, very fascinating. And they were cool about it when I did that, by the way. I don't want you to think I was like stalking or something. But anyway, you know, they're sitting there shoving their money into the ATM machine to get their Bitcoin. And remember now, these ATM machines will deliver that Bitcoin on a paper wallet. And that's the part that's easy, because you go to an ATM, you do whatever you do, and you get a receipt. Well, that's kind of what this is, right? You're getting a receipt. You just need to understand that, guess what? That receipt is your wallet, baby. You need to be careful with that. But I get the... I mean, I guess I get the appeal with regard to having a what's the transferable skills between a regular ATM machine and you know, a Bitcoin ATM in this case. So, but let me ask one other question. BC, I'm interested to get your take on this. We talk about it a lot, and you talk about it a lot on Counter This, which, by the way, if you're not following him on Counter This, links in the description, go do that. But regulatory capture. Do you think that's what this is with regard to the state of Connecticut?
Oh, definitely. Because you have the complete opposite coming from, what is it, Delaware, who's like, yeah, we're the like a Bitcoin first, whatever, where they're just going balls to the wall on it. And it's quite interesting to see where it's like, here's Connecticut under the guise of safety, which is what the government always uses.
I was going to say it always is.
Stamp down on this.
Yep.
And I get part of it where it's like, oh, if we were charging more than 15% on fees, but like the other part that they might not be really taking into account is, yeah, you're paying 15% on fees. What is that? What is that 15% going to? Is that going for them to process these transactions and things like that for the Bitcoin to actually get sent to you? And then if it's over that 15%, are those 15% you're actually paying, like on your end, you're paying some like processing fee of your credit card or something like that. Maybe that's the extra fees, and these are two separate categories that they just weren't actually breaking down to people.
No.
So it's like you might be getting charged 15% on the thing plus the extra for whatever transaction cost is going on.
Yep,
it's like if I go to my local bank, you know, and I use their ATM, right, with my card because I bank there, it's free. But I go a half a mile down the road to the gas station who uses another ATM with another bank, and guess what? That ATM charges me a $3.50 fee.
Yep.
And then my bank charges me also on top of that a $3 fee. So now it's a $6.50 fee to take out 40 or 60 bucks. You know, it's like, okay, well, that's say I take out 60. Okay, well, that's what? Almost 15% fee?
Yep.
And that's what
I didn't go half a mile down the road to my bank. But you know what? That's my choice.
Mm-hmm. Yep. No, those are good points. You know, the article doesn't really talk about that or make that like specific with regard to the fees, and we obviously don't have access to whatever the actual contractual thing is, either with the transmitter license and or the people who are actually utilizing that ATM. But it's a good bet, BC, that you're probably right about that. But I agree with what you said about the regulatory capture, because this is just another way, in my opinion, for them, the government, to be able to get your filthy paws in there. You know, that's
well, and see, this might be opening up Connecticut to something completely different, where it's like, well, we don't want your Bitcoin ATMs here, but you know what you could buy is like USC, and it's a US stablecoin Connecticut version.
Uh,
Where instead of them
Interesting.
getting fees, now it's us getting fees. Because you already see Wyoming doing this,
Yes.
Florida has started talking about it, Texas has talked about it, Tennessee has talked about it. So, you know, if all of these states are going to talk about how they get these fee capture, why wouldn't Connecticut do the same thing? And one of the first things you're going to have to do is kind of limit what
Yeah.
crypto,
Clear out the
how people
competition,
can buy
baby.
crypto. Yeah.
Get rid of the competition. No, facts. No, that's it. You know what, BC? Man, look at this guy. I'm gonna leave, like I said, because this guy's just got all the answers right now.
Well,
Uh,
like he was saying, though, is that's something we talked about a couple months ago. I want to say like 4, maybe 6 months ago. Could have been longer, could have been sooner, but it's like all these states were creating their own stable coins.
Yep. Yep. And that's all still in the works. And couple that with what we're seeing on the federal level, and quite frankly, on the worldwide level, because I shared it on X. I don't know if I have access to it immediately, but I was reading something about somebody's going live with 24/7 stablecoin payments, I think within the next few days, global payments. So it's like it's happening everywhere. So to say like the state of Connecticut having their Connecticut coin, you know, why not? Makes complete sense why you want to get rid of the competition. Complete sense.
Yep. We had a few people.
Oh, BC just froze.
Yeah, you froze up, BC. But oh, there we go. Now you're back.
We're good now.
And Lad Lewis. That was weird. My NVIDIA probably was messing up.
You got your. Do you have your VPN on again?
No, it is off.
Well, Lad, welcome, and Mr. Ethereum, welcome. Appreciate you guys being here. Thank you so much. Well, let's move on and see where we're headed next here.
Right on top of that, we got more politicians in the crypto space, this time in the UK. UK lawmakers urge immediate moratorium on crypto political donations. The committee highlighted that fast payment traits of crypto, along with tools like mixers, tumblers, and AI-assisted splitting of payments below the £500 reporting threshold. So getting into it, a UK parliamentary committee urged the government to impose an immediate moratorium on crypto donations until Parliament approves Electoral Commission statutory guidance. In a report, the Joint Committee on the National Security Strategy said crypto poses an avoidable risk to political finance and public trust. The committee said these rules should be ready before the next general election. Getting into it, it points to mixers, tumblers, privacy coins, and chain hopping as a tool that can blur the source of funds, and warns that artificial intelligent tools could help split a large payment into many sub £500 donations, keeping each below the normal reporting threshold. Crypto donations remain legal in the country, even though crypto assets are treated as property rather than legal tender, the report adds. Reform UK, the party led by Nigel Farage, that leads into national polls, is the first European political party to say it will accept crypto donations. So, kind of interesting here. It for them, it definitely seems like a bit of a tactic to keep the Reform Party from keeping some of its strength. You know, Reform has been getting quite a bit done over in the UK that a bunch of the other parties have not been able to get done. But you know, it's not surprising to hear that they want to put a moratorium on crypto payments. And I really don't feel like it's under the guise of keeping everything transparent, like they're saying. A lot of this is just about the control aspect.
I agree. Yep.
Yeah, I definitely see the US potentially adopting something like that, especially when you saw what happened under the Biden administration for 2020, where you have uh, FTX just donating tons of money to these politicians using
Yes.
crypto.
Yes.
And then what
Yep.
happened to FTX?
Yeah.
Yeah. And
No
perfect-
wonder why they donated millions, because they were trying to keep themselves afloat.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well,
I
and he
gotta
was
say
trying
this,
to
like,
buy his way in.
That news article you just pulled up, that lady, I don't know if that video has anything to do with that news article, but she's looked like she had the shit scared out of her. She's standing there like I don't want to say a word. I'm guilty just like everybody else, but I'm gonna keep my mouth shut.
They're all
Man.
guilty. Guilty by association.
Yeah, exactly. Absolutely. And I think DC, you're spot on about the control thing, man. Because think about it. If look what happened with the Canadian truckers. People got their friggin' accounts frozen because they donated $25 to support the truckers. No people that weren't even involved in the protests. So think about that on a level of voting where people, if they could obfuscate their donation to a specific party and not have to worry about getting their bank account frozen, their whatever frozen, getting blacklisted, getting whatever, and be able to do that. So to me, that's the level of control they're looking for, because otherwise, sure, send BTC, we can track that, no problem, whatever, but like it said, mixers and so on and so forth. I mean, that's the idea of the obfuscation, which the privacy that honestly, I think is going to become even more important in the next year and a half, that they're trying to stop. So that moratorium that they're asking for is just, again, in my opinion, their stab at control. And I think couple that kind of like you were hinting, BC, is that one party is starting to get some traction. They're starting to get some stuff done. So let's make this even a little more political beside the crypto angle and be like, no. We gotta kick these guys before they really get a good run going.
Well,
Yeah, but
and
I mean-
especially when you look at the dollar amount, 500 pounds.
Oh, I
Like,
know.
it's not like a rich person is going to be donating 500, like under 500 pounds.
Right.
And so if you're talking about 500-pound donations, this means you're trying to track like an average person who just wants to help fund a politician they believe in.
Yes.
Which is ridiculous.
My point. Exactly. What were you saying or going to say, Badel? Sorry. Wrong side.
Well, no, I was gonna say, like back to the whole Canadian trucker incident. Like they were shutting off people's bank accounts because they were getting donations, but then they flipped the script and went to crypto with a different account, and then they were still suspending those. And it's like, okay, well, if you're a trucker, you have a business account and you got a personal account. Okay, your government shuts off your business account. Use the personal account for crypto. Guess what? They were shutting that off too. And it's like, well, not really something smart to do, but I mean, they just saw like the influx of people willing to donate and how to donate. And they were like, oh, well, we got to shut that off too. And then now I feel like if something like that happens again, there's going to be different ways to go about donating. And they're just trying to get rid of all that before it even happens.
Agreed. And to the point, part of that was also them blacklisting the Bitcoin addresses, so that's so they couldn't off ramp that Bitcoin. Again, part of the issue about Bitcoin being completely private, right? Completely private, completely open source. So you need that air of privacy. But I think you need to kind of, folks, if you're watching this, especially on the replay, keep that all in mind. Stay on top of your privacy. I don't know. Fight for what the rights should be here in the crypto space. I guess I'll leave it at that as we move on.
But
And
I did Google real quick what 500 euros is. I put 500 euro pounds, but 500 euros is equivalent to $575 to $582 in American.
So if you're talking about pounds, it's like almost $700.
Yeah.
Whereas in the euro, yeah, it's a little bit less.
Yeah, the euro's
But like
worth
still,
less.
you're talking about like I know one of my old bosses who used to donate $1,000 to like a politician they actually believe. You're not talking about like a super wealthy person or anything, but it's like now if they want to keep that anonymous, which it's like if the average citizen wants to anonymously donate to a politician a little amount of money, but an amount of money that might built up grassroots would actually help. I don't think you should be able to shut down grassroots movements like that. And that's all that is trying to shut down grassroots movements, but using crypto to do so. And this is on top of the UK already forcing centralized exchanges to now report all crypto purchases, sales, transfers, the amounts that it was transferred at, the amounts that it was worth when it was transferred, bought, sold, all of that will automatically be reported. So they're just cracking down on crypto extremely hard right now.
And look at, here we go, us US people looking at the UK from an outside perspective, but a political lens. That place is a crap show. I mean, come on, the news that comes out of that place with, you know, you getting arrested for social media posts, you are being just infiltrated left and right. It is a crap show. So let me ask this. Do you really think, because I mean, they're going to guise this or place this under the guise of, well, we got to keep foreign people out of our elections. Like, you know, these governments are trying to, you know, screw with our elections. Well, first off, all governments screw with every other government's elections. That being said, do you think that there's any truth to that, trying to keep the foreign interference out?
I mean, minimal. Like some, of course, but it's like if foreign entities want to donate, they're going to donate one way or another. Like all of these countries have political PACs. They're getting tons of donations, and like maybe some of them wanted to, you know, obfuscate and use crypto and split it into payments and stuff like that. But like on the majority, how many of them are doing that? So this is a nonsense law being used to squash these grassroots movements that are exploding all over the UK, that are popping up all over the European Union as well. And then on top of that, where I had said that they were going to have the mandatory reporting by centralized exchanges, and how I thought because they were doing the crypto donation things to politicians. Well, we already talked about doing the mandatory reporting to the IRS here, and it's supposed to be in effect in 2027.
Yes.
The 2027 year, so the year that you file 2028, which means that we'd probably adopt the same thing where it's like we're going to squash crypto payments to politicians.
Yep. I agree. It's coming to a country near us soon. Yeah.
Well, unfortunately, I live in the state of Illinois, which is the most politically corrupt state, I feel, in the US of A.
It absolutely is.
Donations is not how you get elected. You got to have friends in high places that make good money. And then if you're going to run for governor, well, then you hire their companies and you get a little kickback. That's not a donation. And, you know, that's just how it rolls here in this state. So it's like, it's not a donation. It's just, you get a kickback by hiring my company to do this $20 million project.
Right. And
so
unfortunately, it's not just your state.
You can stop all the donations. You can limit the donations. You can do this. You can do that. But there's so much more ways to donate or supply people with certain funds. And it's like, it's never going to stop because it's.
No, but what they're really worried about here is more of like a Ron Paul figure or like a Bernie Sanders figure, or
the people that are
like,
trying to do everything legally.
Not so much legally, but these people that have good sway on the internet who are very easily picking up grassroots movements where people like me and you would donate $500 because I was a Bernie bro and I believed in Bernie, or people like AOC who literally got elected off of this same type of thing where she's getting small donations and it's $500 and people just generally believe in her. Or like people like you have down in Florida where oh, what's his name? Right now running for governor. He accepts small payments. It's more of a grassroots movement thing. That's what they're trying to shut down. They're trying to keep these same rails into politics as have always been, but now you have more things to worry about to shut that down with. Instead of it just being the internet, well, we'll just take them off of X like they did with Trump, or we'll just take them off of Facebook like they've done with a ton of politicians.
Yep.
Now you've also got to worry about how they're getting their grassroots movement
Yeah,
funds.
how they getting funded. Yep. Facts. I think about that. You mentioned Ron Paul, and now certain generations may only know Ron Paul from what you see him when he does his daily reports and stuff like that. But back when he was running for president, throw crypto into that particular mix, funding him on that kind of grassroots level, that election would have been a different thing, I think.
Exactly.
So it would have been a different thing. So.
And that's why they have to shut it down. That's why they have to shut it down. It allows for controlled opposition and pretending like this was all organic and things like that, while actually shutting down the organic.
Right. Exactly right. Oh man. All right. Well, folks, if you haven't already done it, you know the drill. Smack up that like button, share this thing out. Appreciate everybody, and don't forget to say hey in the chat. But we're gonna move it on right now, and all right, Breezy, bring it on up.
On top of all this, U.S. regulators unveil plans to ease big bank capital rules. And this is why we've got a whole lot more going on in the banking sector, like the fight over yields for stable coins, which we've got an article coming out about stable coins here in just a second that we'll be talking about. But all of this seems to be more movements where it's like, hey, out of this side of our mouth, we are congratulating crypto and we are adopting crypto, while what they do behind the scenes all seems to be a plan to crap all over crypto and shut it down. And this one really seems to be doing the same thing where, the economy is in a little bit of some shambles right now, but all over the world too. It's not just America, all over the world, the economy is in a little bit of shambles, and we've had some added pressures, and they are coming out with ways to really increase the leverage. Instead of actually making things work better, they're just like, yeah, let's make it cheaper to lend while also increasing the amount that we can loan off of a single dollar being deposited, which has worked so well through our whole history of doing this game. So, we might see another really terrible situation all over again in America if we play these same games with the banking. These changes would strengthen our overall capital framework, which would remain robust under the new regime. Fed Vice Chair for Supervision, Michelle Bowman, said in a statement, the proposal represents a major win for Wall Street after banking groups fiercely campaigned against the 2023 plan to significantly hike capital requirements. Top banking agencies have since recently embraced President Donald Trump's deregulatory drive as the administration looks to loosen the guardrails for the industry and help traditional lenders compete with non-bank and private credit. If finalized, the plan, along with moves to ease the enhanced supplementary leverage ratio and overall stress tests, would amount to some of the biggest bank capital rule changes since those enacted in the 2008 financial crisis. So basically, everything that we've done since 2008 to kind of put a little bit of a regulations on banks to keep it more safe, to keep things from just going into a situation where you just stack bad debt and then you shift it around and then you sell it again. All of these regulations that they put on the banks, they're just like, you know what? Maybe we'll take it off, which doesn't make me happy. And it also is extremely worrisome.
Well, yeah, because it's not like we're driving 10,000 miles an hour toward a cliff, a debt cliff that just crossed $39 trillion and increases by $1 trillion every 90 days. No, that doesn't exist. Oh my goodness. Okay, here we go. I'm hitting the enter button now. I'm putting a link to a Crypto Mindset Minutes episode I did because as much as BC made a great point about yes, because this is working so well, right? And this episode tells you how money is actually created. Please watch it because you will walk away and be like, they do what? They do it how?
They steal your money. Yeah, they do. They
It's
steal your
like,
buying
what?
power.
Yeah, it's gonna be like, and in there, there's also other reference materials to other videos, like the 4th video in the Secrets of Money video series. You got to watch this to understand it. You just, if you don't know, you won't believe it. You'll think I'm lying, but I promise you, I am not lying. I'm telling you the truth.
And once you watch it, you will realize you are not nearly mad enough at the fiat system that they've created,
Yes.
and the way that they decide that they're going to just steal our wealth and then slowly transfer it to themselves while doing these things that keep us locked into their system.
Yes, exactly. That's what I've been doing with this whole series, trying to explain that all in simple bite-sized chunks that is digestible, folks. Because listen, just that one episode right there could send you off and you'd be like, what? You feel like, when you get that, your eyes glaze over and you're just like, what? No, what? No, I can't wrap my head around that. Yeah,
Well,
that's on purpose. They do this shit on purpose. Just saying.
Well, and it's like me and LBC did an episode on fiat and counter this. We brought on Army Piper, we brought on Daniel Diaz, and we brought on Billy. But in the lead up to that episode, we did a bunch of research, and then he comes to me doing like a BC style rant. I'm like, well, I think you finally understood what the problem with the fiat system is, and you are now adequately angry about the system, and you understand why I've been so mad. He's like,
Yep.
yes.
Yep, there you go. And folks, once you see it, you can't unsee it. If you have any kind of care about your money and your future, your kids' future, whatever, yeah, you're gonna go down the rabbit hole, at least enough to get even more pissed off. Just saying. Just saying. And so, yeah, this is, I don't know. Bottom line to me, this is bad all the way around. So I'm with you, BC. But I think that with everything else that the government's got going on and how they're adopting the stable coins and how they're putting all this out and basically changing all the plumbing to everything, this is very telling to me that they've already decided who the winners in this race are going to be. And it isn't crypto, and it isn't us sitting here on the screen or any of you sitting there in the chat. So, yeah, sorry, folks.
Well, that's why I was always mad when Donald Trump said that, oh, I'm a crypto president and we need to push crypto and blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
When you already realized that the way that they were going to adopt crypto was not going to be an actual pro crypto, positive crypto movement. This
Right.
is all for them to be able to sell more debt to stable coins and keep their global hegemony on the dollar. Part of which I'm okay with, because I directly benefit from it as an American citizen, but also part of it I absolutely hate because I'm a crypto person and I believe stable coins are not even crypto. They might be considered crypto and they use your layer ones and like that, but crypto is the antithesis of a fiat dollar. And to just
Exactly.
combine the two is stupid. You don't need stable coins to transact with other people. Crypto proved that. Bitcoin proved that. Ethereum proved that. All of these cryptos proved it. You don't need the stable coin.
Yep. No, you're absolutely right. The only thing the stable oh, Badel, I think you're muted, but
You're pulling a CCM.
yeah, exactly. I'm glad to see it's not just
what I
me.
was going to say, or what I was trying to say, is that it's not that like crypto is like the new form of money per se. It's just it's getting a lot of popularity and gaining a lot of traction to where now the governments are looking at it and going, "Oh shit, we're too late to the party." And then all of us, like crypto enthusiasts that have been here for, say, 2 years or 10 years or however long, we're like, no, we don't want the government involved. Like, you guys want CBDCs? We don't want CBDCs. You guys want centralized exchanges? We want decentralized exchanges.
Well, the whole point to the government getting involved now is it's like it has been gaining traction. But the best way to squash something is
It's
to
from the
regulate it.
inside.
They regulate the crap out of it. They tell you what you can and can't buy, and then they leave you with the shit option that only benefits them, aka the stablecoin.
Yep.
Which is we're not that far from it, I feel.
No.
I mean, we may be in the first few stages, but
Mhm.
it only takes a few rules or a few laws, and then crypto's gone.
Well, the crypto is gone in some sense, but it's like I've said over and over and over again. It's like, enforce it. I dare you to enforce it because it works so well when the US government was like, Monero, you can't be in the US anymore. And then Monero doubled in price and was like, screw you. We have a stronger network now. We beat off us having our hash rate attack and everything, and we're not going anywhere.
Yep.
Regulate it. I dare you. Do it. Yo,
Well,
what?
and that's
You
why
can't? Oh, that sucks. You can regulate centralized exchanges, but you can't actually shut it down. And that's the thing that we as crypto people need to realize is they can say whatever they want and they can put whatever regulatory and guidelines that they want. But if you continue to vote with your dollar through centralized exchanges and things like that, then that's where they win. We have the ability to have this parallel economy, and then we force the parallel economy on them. You either get on board or you get left behind.
Yep. I'm hoping that's exactly what happens because wait, what side am I on right here? Well, Badel was saying earlier with like, well, that's not what we want in crypto. Well, there is a segment of crypto bros, that want government here, that want them to pump their bags, that want all of this stuff. And I agree, it's not the original antithesis and ethos of crypto. I mean, BC, you and I have talked about that how many times, but sadly, it still exists. It still exists in the space, which is
but it's probably just people wanting to get richer than what they are.
Yeah. The people that were like, yeah, the altcoin season is going to make you a millionaire. And then they're crying because they didn't sell their bags and we're in the bear market.
Oh, like,
screw that.
How many times did the, I don't want to say his name, but maybe Trump or the government put on X, like, oh, well, these are the top 3 coins that we're looking at now. And then a few months later, these are the top 3 coins we're looking at now. Oh, a couple months later, we're looking at 3 more different coins. Oh, look, now we got a whole list of like 30 different coins we're looking at. Everybody's out there buying them. And then 2 days later, their bags are down 200%.
Well, and that's the thing.
And it's like,
they were just buying what was being sold.
Yes.
It's the same thing that's happened to every single crypto
They were the
cycle,
liquidity.
except now there was bigger names that were like, oh, this is going to go to like $3, you know, ADA's going to $3 because the government is looking at adding it to this. And the whole time that these people were buying, because the government's going to use ADA, they were getting sold on their head, except by bigger people this time.
Yeah, bigger.
I like to use
fisses. Yeah,
I like to use XRP for that example.
Same thing.
Yeah,
I was clear as day. I believe I even showed it. It was either on Monday or on Friday. I was like, look, my average price of XRP is like below 25 cents. I sold it just under $3. That's a good rip, good profit. It's at like $1.
After I gave you tons
everybody's talking about it for months now. They're like, oh, it's going to go to 1,000. It's going to go to 10,000. I was like, I held this coin for 6 years to get a 60x or 600x, whatever you want to call it. Like, you're going to buy it at $1.50. You think it's going to go to 1,000? Okay.
But they do.
I wish you the best of luck, but
FOMO is real, baby.
These are also people that don't understand that it would take more money than exists in the world to send XRP to $100.
There you go.
Oh, 100 shit. No, we're talking like $1,000, baby. Like 10x from there. Come on.
Add some zeros. See, come on.
Yeah, no.
I just can't believe all these people talking about XRP over the last couple of weeks or like month or two. And I'm like, man, I literally just sold it because everybody was giving me shit. And I was like, look, I made like a 60 or a 600x, however you want to look at it. I don't care.
That's
right. You sold basically. You
walking away happy
because we gave you crap. You sold basically at the top because we gave you crap. So you're welcome, sir.
Yeah. Hey, but wait. Let's be honest now, and to the article you just had up on the screen. Sometimes crypto kicks itself in the face. It just does. And here's one of those examples right here.
Resolves USR stablecoin plunges after $80 million unauthorized mint. You know, it's there's not really much more to get into it besides the headline, because this is what we've seen before. You know, you make one boo-boo when it comes to something like this, and you depeg a stablecoin, which just proves that you don't need a stablecoin to transact with other people. Just transact in the actual base layer 1 or your layer 2s or whatever you want. You know, it might not be stable, but like it works. If you immediately are transferring out as well, you maintain your capital at the time of transfer. It is what it is. The only people that really care is going to be bigger businesses. And if you're getting into a higher fluctuating world, you won't really need the stable coin because prices will fluctuate with the markets as we get more and more internet based. So you don't need stable coins, and all it does is it keeps their fiat dollar strong, and you know that's not exactly what we need.
Nope, absolutely not. It you know, and again, it just gives them an opportunity to say, see, we tried to tell you, you can't trust crypto, because as far as they're concerned, that's crypto, right? So you can't trust crypto unless, of course, they're taking pictures with people like SBF. And then it's good until it's not. But
I mean, I'm not gonna say like stablecoins have their use, but the interest you can earn off a stable coin is a lot more than you can have earning off a bank account.
You can't earn interest on stable coins right now. It's all shut down. It's all shut down until the bills passed. Coinbase literally stopped all of their yields on all stable coins. They even shut down most of their layer 1s to send stablecoin payments on. Base, you can't send USDC on Base anymore through Coinbase.
I swear my Coinbase said it was still paying me like 6.5% on USDT or USDC, one of the two.
It's a Coinbase shut that all down very recently.
Well, but
because they're all waiting on.
Yeah, I was just about to say, even if it still is, that's a short-lived thing, because once that's the whole argument behind this stupid Clarity Act. The banks are saying, no, that's for us to do, not you. And
Okay,
yeah,
so on Coinbase, I can lend my USDC and I can earn 3.98% or more by lending it. Because
Yes,
now it's
that's the
lending,
only
it's
way.
not considered staking. So they
Mhm.
just changed the
No,
names of the
no, but it
rules a little
so, like,
bit.
what it used to be, though, is you just had USDC in your account, and you held USDC, and you would get a yield.
and you'd get a
Now you
yield.
have
Yeah,
to
yeah. Once
legitimately
a month,
lend
you
it.
would get a certain percentage of
Uh-huh.
whatever you had in there. Now you have to lend it.
Yep, and which means that you no longer have it either.
Correct.
So,
Yeah, but
if
you
I
can
wanted to turn
unlend
around,
it and
if
withdraw it
Bitcoin dumps to
anytime.
52K tomorrow and I wanna buy Bitcoin, I have to get my money back from them to do so. So
Yep.
that's where it's like, no. If I gave my money to the bank and I put it in a savings account, but I want to pull my money out of my savings account right now and then go spend it, I can. The
No, you
yield
can't.
is garbage. Yeah, I can. The yield is garbage.
Depending on how
But
much
like,
money you're talking about. I mean, have you ever tried to withdraw like $3,000 or more from a bank?
no.
You can't just
But
walk up in there and be like, I need my $30,000 in cash right now.
I mean, if I wanted to make if I wanted to make it happen, I would make it happen. I would trust. Because
Either that or
I've
be
seen the videos. I've seen the videos of like they pull out 50K at once. So I think at least under 50K you'd be fine. But they've got certain laws when it comes to banks based on the accounts that are held at that bank. You have to have a certain amount of liquidity there and things like that. So it's like if I want to go pull out $10,000, you can go suck it if you're gonna tell me no, because I'm just gonna pull that out. They're like, what did this town has a population of this? You've got two banks here. That means that you have to have this amount of money. So give me mine, and then you figure out how to put yourself back in ratio. That's all that it is.
or we'll see BC on the news breaking out
Yeah.
playing cards. One or the other. I don't know.
Yep. BC held up Chase Bank because they would not give him his $10,000. So he took yeah. And
Oh,
this is
man.
why
Well, I'm
fiat
just saying, I
sucks.
mean, we've heard a lot of news about people going in there trying to withdraw like a couple grand. Like
Oh,
3,
yeah.
5 grand when they got 40, 50, or 100 grand in there. And I'm coming back to close my account. That's exactly what I did.
I have seen stuff in like Canada where someone's like, I need to pull out like 6 grand because I'm gonna go buy a car. And they were like, well, you can't do that. And it's like, yes, I can.
See,
But
but that's the worst part, if you ask me. Why do you need to
Mhm.
know what I need it for?
No. I mean, it's
My
like,
money.
well, why do you
My
need the money? It's 6 grand. I want to go buy some drugs. Can you screw
Yeah,
off? I
exactly.
go,
Yeah.
come on now. This is a
Yeah.
once in a lifetime deal. He said it was now or never.
Or never. Or never.
Yeah.
Oh, man. We need to move on because we're already an hour in here and we ain't
I
wrapped
mean,
yet.
we've only got one article left, and this one's kind of quicker. You know, we've talked a lot about how they're, kind of pushing us out. Crypto
Yes.
seems to be getting squashed in a lot of ways by regulatory bodies, not just here in America, but all over the world. And on top of that, AI agents may soon outnumber humans in payments, and crypto is seen as a key rail. And this was coming from Armstrong, who argued that banks' KYC rules make it hard for agents to use their IDs, but
Right.
crypto wallets can be opened with just private keys. So, while crypto might be harder for the average citizen to use, you know who it's not very hard to use? Something that's 10 times smarter than you and knows how to and moves extremely quickly and is
Yep.
already based on the internet. And if we're going to have an agentic economy where I'm just telling my AI agent, hey, you need to pay this guy, don't forget to pay my water bill, pay my mortgage, all of this, it's just automated through an AI agent. Yeah, crypto might have some life, but it's not going to be the exact human use case.
Facts. And I mean, we talked about it. We on this particular episode, HODL the Line, we talked about Coinbase when they launched those agentic wallets, right? And now, if you actually look, you're seeing it all over the place on multiple networks. They're all putting out agentic wallets because it's a sad truth, man. People are going to automate stuff like BC just said, and guess who's going to be doing it? It ain't us. It's going to be the AI agents. And Steve, thanks for coming in, man. Appreciate you. We're just about going to be wrapping up, but appreciate you being here. Sorry, guys, didn't mean to cut you off. Badel, did you have something you wanted to add in there on that?
No, I was just going to say that AI agent on that news post looked a lot like Brian Armstrong, but I feel that was kind of the point.
Yeah, that was Brian Armstrong.
I saw it and I was like, damn it, I know that guy from somewhere. And then BC was like, oh yeah, the guy in charge of Coinbase. I was like Googling at the same time. I'm like, who's the CEO of Coinbase? That's Brian Armstrong. Pulls up his picture and I'm like, God dang, that AI agent picture looks a hell of a lot the same as Brian Armstrong.
That guy looks awfully familiar.
Because it was Brian Armstrong. Are you trying to say all white dudes look the same, Badel?
No, he's bald with no hat, no facial hair or anything. Like,
yeah, no, it was a joke since they use it for every other race.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what? At least he looks better than the alien from Ethereum.
Oh, Vitalik.
The alien.
Same thing, But I mean, it is quite interesting to see that while crypto might end up getting squashed for the average citizen to use, that crypto might live on just because it is based on the internet. It is so easy to use. It is uncensorable. It is absolutely trustless, and AI agents will be able to use it extremely easily. So, hopefully, that'll give crypto some more life. And then also based on which AI agent you're using, things like that, we might be able to have more of a decentralized economy. But I think it's going to take some time, especially with AI and then especially with crypto. It's going to take some time as both of these things progress and get better and fiat continues to crumble. We're going to be forced to an alternative. Yeah, and it seems like this is it.
No, I agree with you, and I was just about to say I'm still optimistic for crypto. Its future. Now, is it going to be what we've seen? No. Is it going to be where we're at? No. But it is going to continue and move forward. I think, and it's going to be the way that the world goes when it comes to these economic actions, like buying stuff, paying for stuff, heaven forbid, which it's supposed to be used for, by the way, folks. Anyway, just saying. Go check out Dash. All right, there's my PSA. My PSA. Oh, okay. Very good. Then I don't know. I got nothing else, guys. Anything you guys want to throw out there before we wrap this thing up? Get everybody on their merry way. By the way, I'm forwarding everyone on to JR's stream, so when we get there, CCM Raid in the chat, please. But you guys got anything else?
I do not. Well, I've got a counter this episode coming out on Wednesday. It is a talk with a Catholic about morality and AI, and we will be diving deeper into that on next week's counter this as well. So we're going to double down on morality and prefaced it around an AI world. So hope to see you.
Yeah, I remember you mentioned that. So you said that's this coming Wednesday, so like 2 days from now.
Yep.
Okay. All right. And again, guys, if you're not following Counter This, the link is in the description. Do that. Go follow this. Great stuff there. Good conversation. It will help to open your mind to a lot of different things. Anything else? If not, I'll give the guys my breakdown.
I got something. I just want to let everybody know, I hate to say it, I'm going to have to step back a little bit, take a little break. I was thinking like a few weeks, maybe a month or two, but I don't know. You guys are so fun. The audience, man, the engagement, so fun. It's like sitting here thinking, I'm like, okay, maybe we can make it like every other week. But I've got some personal stuff going on, family and kids and all that I need to focus more on. And I hope everybody can understand that if I'm not here for a week or two, that's why.
Family first, brother. Family first. That's the way it goes. That's the way it goes.
Yeah, I just feel you got to be honest and upfront with everybody, and you know it's hard to talk about, but it's like, you know,
we don't you don't need to go into details, but I mean, just the fact that you're giving people the heads up. I mean, you come when you come. You don't. It's not a big deal. And same thing with Crypto on the Rocks. Same difference, man. It's just like that. You show up.
Yeah, but it's so hard because it's like, it's so fun and it's engaging, you know, and we always have a great time here that it's like, I don't want to miss that, but.
Well, it'll be here when you get back.
What he said. Exactly. It'll be here when you're ready. Exactly. All right. Well, thank you for sharing that with everybody. And as far as I'm concerned, listen, just a reminder, tomorrow night, there will be no Matrix Money podcast because Jar is on vacay. So
Slacker.
I know, right? Slacker. But I do have a video dropping with the best of our episodes, Matrix Money podcast episodes, dropping at that same time tomorrow. So give that a watch. All of our guests are on there. JR, Joe, Joel Valenzuela, and of course Jar and I with some good clips out of our series. And then Friday night, as always, Crypto on the Rocks, 7 p.m. Eastern time. And I'm probably forgetting something, but I don't know. You'll see it when it shows. I feel like I'm so busy. I feel like I always forget something. Anyway. All right, guys. I say we start dancing our way out of here. What do you say?
Sounds good.
I'm good with it.
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah. What? Why am I here? Yes, exactly. Exactly. All right, folks. Don't forget, you're being forwarded over to JR stream. So when you get there, CCM right in the chat. All right, everybody. We'll see you next week, next Monday night. Take care. Have a good week, everybody.
Night all.
Screens glow. Timeline scream. Same fear, different day. Lock in. HODL the line. Don't blink, don't fold. Hands stay steady when the stories get old. Charts go wild, but the base is fine. Mindset grounded, battle calm. BC breaking down the noise. Hold the line. Yeah, we ride that grind through the fear, through the foot, through the echo chamber signs. They panic, sell. We design the climb. HODL the line. Yeah. HODL the line. Old school charts in a new age storm. Seen cycles born, seen cycles torn. Zoomed out vision. Long-term frame while the feed chases candles. He studies the game. Macro whispers, history rhymes. Patience weaponized over time. No panic button, no rush to speak. Just facts stacking up week by week. They trade emotion.